For this character here, you're going to see that as we get to the caliente section, the characters have a lot more line work and additional little pieces. They also have a mixture of open paths versus closed paths. And let's talk about what that looks like. For example, the cheeks are an open path. Part of the arm is open path, and the way you know you're about to draw an open path is that usually the black stroke is missing like a gap. So if I was going to draw this, I would just draw it like I would normally do, start at one point, right? I'm going to go around here. I'm going to go into Control Y so I can really see what I'm doing. When I get to this part, I'm not going to connect it. Usually I would. I'm just going to hit Enter. I'm going to steal this color with my eyedropper tool, fix up my points a little, and add a black stroke myself manually, because you can't steal the stroke on a flat picture like this. And now I have that same kind of gap. If you want the rounded corners on the edge of your stroke, I don't know if you can tell, I'm gonna hit Command Y or Control Y. You see how like the original character is rounded and my character is like more square? If I select these, in the setting of your stroke, you can click on the word stroke and you can change the cap, which means how it ends, to rounded if you want. That's not something you have to do, but it's something I'd like to show you. Another thing that's open is right his cheekbones. They're just lines that don't have any fill in them. So we're going to do the same technique, right? We click and drag. I just need actually a stroke, no fill, right? And I want to round the corners like I did before for the other thing. Okay, and I'm going to build this character little by little. The good thing about this character is there is quite a bit of shapes I can create with my shape tool. Like his nose is an ellipse. That's quite easy to create. I don't have to pen tool that. His eyes are obviously circles, so I'm holding shift so it's a nice perfect circle. I like to make one eye and then copy and paste it so the eyes are exactly the same size and proportion. Just a good habit to get into. So I'm going to duplicate this, make the next part of the eye the pupil. And honestly, by this point in the lessons or the activities, you've created enough characters that a lot of the techniques copy over from character to character. They're quite similar. So the good news is once you've done one character, you kind of have all the technique you need and you just need to be precise. Okay, I'm going to copy this over here so I have the same eye. I can use the width tool for some of these things. For example, like if I want a thicker line for his eyelashes, I can do that. Or I can just have a thicker stroke. For example, this is the line I'm making. That's going to make the stroke a little bigger. And I'm going to round it again and send it backwards. There you go. Okay, I'm going to speed up through most of this, and you're going to see piece by piece this character come together. All right, so if you notice in that process, I spent a lot of time really cleaning up my lines after I drew them, working on the difference between open and closed paths, and also stealing the color while I worked and using that as a frame of reference. When you're done with your character, you're going to select it all, group it, and move it into your spot for caliente.